Hey guys, it's Brother Wright. Welcome to the second part of Module 3. Um, I'm just going to run you through a couple of tools that I use pretty much on a daily basis. Control F searches, Boolean searches of the Bible and the Book of Mormon, and the 1828 Webster's Dictionary. For those of you who aren't familiar with Control F search, most of you probably are, it just allows you, if you press the Control button while you're holding it down, press the F button, or if you're on a Mac, Command and F, and it'll let you search any documents, whether it's online or a PDF or PowerPoint, Word document, whatever. You can search any website, any document, anything, and it's incredibly useful. And I'll be using that quite a bit as we walk through these other steps. So the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, this is super useful for finding out how words are being used in Joseph Smith's day, because they're often being used differently. So for example, in the Book of Mormon, it says the people of Ammon-Ihah are of the profession of Nahor. We usually think of profession as what you do for a living, but if you type in profession in the Webster's, the first definition says it's an open declaration, a public avowal or acknowledgement of one's sentiments or belief as professions of friendship or sincerity, a profession of faith or religion. So the people of Ammon-Ihah profess to believe the teachings of Nahor. The way we think of profession is more like definition number 2, your calling, your vocation, your employment, etc. It's 1828. This website particularly I like because you can scroll to the side here and click on the Bible, and it has a whole bunch of words that are in this dictionary that are found in the King James Bible. So you can go something like anon, and it means immediately, basically. So the same is he that heareth the word, and anon, or immediately with joy receiveth it. So very, very useful resource. All right. The Boolean searches, these are hosted by the University of Michigan for some reason. I have no idea why. Book of Mormon and the Bible also. And again, the links are here in the instructions. You can click on those. But you can do simple searches of the Book of Mormon or the Bible. And so you can search for a single word. Let's say, let's look at profession we were just talking about. And comes up 4 times. And says that they might be skillful in their profession, the profession of Nahor, etc. So, but what's really useful, I use this simple search all the time. It helps me learn, the voices of individuals. Like, I noticed Korihor was saying the Nephites were silly, and it turns out he's the only person that ever uses that word. So it's kind of fun to get to know the different voices of people in the Book of Mormon. But the Boolean searches, what that lets you do is do combinations of and, or not. So something like if you're studying titles of Christ, you might do Savior and Redeemer, and only 3 times does that come up. And it looks like these are all Isaiah chapters. So Nephi is just straight quoting Isaiah. So I'd be curious to go to the King James and see if Savior, of course, King James, they use the funny British spelling, so you got to put the U in there, and Redeemer. And the only time it pops up are in those 2 Isaiah chapters. But what if I just wanted to do a simple search for, let's say, Redeemer, and I want to see if how often that's used in just the Old Testament. And it's 18 times in the Old Testament. But how many times is it used in the New Testament? And I can click search, and turns out it's never used in the Old Testament. That's interesting to me. So I really like using it in the Book of Mormon and the Bible for doing topical studies. So let's say I want to study the atonement, I can type in atone, and it'll not only show you atone, the word atone, but it'll also give you, if there's letters after it. So it'll give you atonement, or let's see, atoneth, right? So it's a nice way to just to dig into the scriptures a little bit deeper. And so for your assignment, I'm going to send you into the Webster's Dictionary, into the simple searches and the Boolean searches. With the Book of Mormon, also, by the way, you can restrict by book. So let's say you want to see how many times in Alma they use the word, they talk about, Christ. And 85 times just in Alma they talk about Christ. So anyways, that's the kind of stuff I'm going to have you doing. So if you need to, you can rewatch this video, because I know I'm going kind of fast. And then just hopefully you'll enjoy looking for the different information that we're asking you about below. All right, we will see you next week.